Okay, so today what I want to talk about is this rocket. It has been launched. You can see a little window there. That'll be useful later. I've got this little Arduino feather, and then on here is an accelerometer board and a barometric pressure board. And it sits like that. And then the battery, there's this little wooden spacer. It gets slipped behind it. Then that whole thing goes in the payload bay. This little thing up here is for a camera, which will then line up with the hole I cut in the nose cone to tape over. So, yep, we'll look at the footage later. But in the meantime, let's look at the data that this recorded. So here I have in a spreadsheet, I've got all of our data. And let's just say it's a lot. It goes all the way from line 6 all the way down to line 5,441. B, C, and D are our acceleration values. You can see, wow, that's interesting. 9, 8.7. Interesting. Continues on like that for a while, doesn't it? So that's gravity acting on the accelerometers. So here's our high range. This is when our burn starts. I think you can actually see this right here is the ignition. And then if we keep scrolling, that's when the motor really kicks off, is right here, basically. You can see the numbers just keep climbing. It has a little stutter there, and then continues to climb. Looks like we reach a peak impulse of 191.8 meters per second per hundredth of a second. So that's pretty cool. That is the charge going off that pushes the parachute out. So you can see a very sharp impulse there, and it lasts a very short amount of time. You can see we also get this in another axis as well, showing up, and actually in all three axes, high number right across. So that's when we get our impulse from the parachute popping out, and you can see right after that, lagging behind a couple of handfuls of milliseconds, we get our highest peak altitude estimated. But of course, I think that is not actually true, because this pressure is probably the blast pressure from essentially the capsule getting launched out. So I would say, if we look on this side, what's our altitude, or what's our pressure? Right, 100,180. Suddenly jumps to 103,000, and then it drops back down to 100,000. So I think if we're looking for where exactly was apogee, I think it's the highest point is right there. Because I think this is after parachute's been launched. So the capsule's getting launched up. And then you can see here in our acceleration, this is chute deployment here, which is why it's sort of a longer thing. And then we get the very gentle ride back down. Free falls for a bit. Chute fully opens, I think, here. And then you can see our altitude over here is also slowly decreasing as we head down towards the deck. No, it's this right here. So this column here is where we touch down. You can see peak acceleration of 57 meters per second per hundredth of a second. And another axis there and there, so it kind of fell a little off, probably. Looks like it hit nose first and then sort of tilted, and that's where we get this Yep, and that's on the ground. Yep. Well, there you go. So let's roll that launch footage. You'll be able to see, get a little more appreciation for what was going on past the data that we gathered here.
Yeah, I was like, what? Okay. We're not doing that. I hope it's got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, launch.
That's the wadding.
That's all you.
It was a little hard to see what I was pointing at, but I think I got at least.
Alright,
I at
thank
least
you.
got the initial one.
I'm gonna go retrieve that.